welcome to this makeup tutorial. You might have guessed by the title it's going to be a summer glowy makeup tutorial. Of course those two things go hand in hand, and when I think of summer and glowy I think of something like this, like bronze skin, what's it called, golden shimmery eyes. So that's what I've created, and if you'd like to know how I did it and you would like to try yourself, then please keep watching. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is apply a bit of a primer. I don't really use primers on an everyday basis because I'm real lazy, but of course in the summer you want your makeup to last because it's more likely to melt off your face. At least mine is, because I am a real sweaty Betty. So you really want to set a good base so your makeup will just adhere to it and not move. I'm using this one by The Ordinary, it's just the silicone primer. Okay, next up is foundation or BB cream. In the summertime I like to use something a little lighter because foundation can be quite heavy, so I'm going to use this Dior BB cream, but I am going to mix in a bit of my normal foundation just for a bit more coverage, and also this is quite dark for me at the moment. This is my perfect shade when I have a bit of a tan, but as you can see I am ghostly. So next up's concealer. As is a bit of sheerer coverage, you can still see like some redness and some like old spot scars on my skin, so you want to put the concealer in these places just to add a bit more coverage but still keeping it quite light on the skin. She says that she covers her face in concealer. Going to set that with powder. I'm not going to bake because I feel like that's a bit too heavy. I feel like when I put too much powder on my face my skin can't breathe, so I'm just going to set the under eyes with this loose powder, this Chanel Universelle powder. Now as it's summer and of course summer glowy, I'm going to use some of this Benefit Girl Meets Pearl just to give me a bit of a sheen on the cheeks and anywhere else you would usually highlight. Now I'm just going to set the areas of my face which usually get a tiny bit more oily, around my T-zone and forehead. I'm just going to go in with some cream contour. I'm going to use one of the foundation shades from this RCMA palette, but of course you can use any shade darker than your skin tone. I like to use the cream contour in the summer because I feel like it's very bright outside and the sun, you can like really see the makeup on your face if you're wearing a lot, so a cream product just melts into the skin easier, and also it feels a lot less heavy, so it's nice, it's more comfortable to wear. So just to bronze up a little, I'm gonna keep on going with the like creamy not powdery feel, and use this cream bronzer by Chanel, the Soleil. I would say be careful with this product because it's quite warm tone, so you don't want to apply too much, you will look like an Oompa Loompa. Take my word for it, when I first bought this, the lady tried it on me at the Chanel counter, and you know how in like department stores the lighting's really bad, like you get colour matched, go outside you'll be orange. That's literally what happened to me. She put this all over my face, I walked out, I was an Oompa Loompa. But I still bought it, so what does that say about me? that's not showing up too much. This is quite old. I think it's dried out a bit. So I'm gonna just set the cheeks with a tiny bit of powder just so I can put some powder bronzer on top without going patchy. Just a wiggle bit. I'm just gonna go in with the Girlactik bronzer and Cabo. I just put my brows on off camera. I used the Cabo, I can never say this, the Cabo by Benefit, and their brow gel also. These two products are really good for, well, for any time of year, but they don't tend to budge, so they lock your eyebrows in place and they won't sweat off, which has happened to me and it ain't pretty. So next up is eyes. I'm just going to set my lids with some translucent powder. Then I'm just going to go in with some of my Girlactik bronzer in the crease. Guess what palette I'm going to use? The Juvias Base Masquerade palette. I don't know what, well, I know why I use this so much. It's got everything that you would probably need. Look at it, it's beautiful. I'm just going to take some Zulu from the Masquerade palette and we're going to add that on top of the bronzer. I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush and dip into phalange and put that in the crease and a bit in the outer corner. So I'm just picking this one a bit lower than the other shade, just to define the crease. Whereas the other one was kind of above, just to blow it out, I think it's called. Okay, so before we do anything more to the crease, I just want to move on to the lids. First, I'm just going to set them with this, I'm just going to put some soft ochre so that any shimmery shade I put on top will really pop. Okay, time for the shimmer. I wanted to go with a nice like golden lid because I feel like that's summer appropriate, you know. Summer goddess, golden goddess. We can dream. So I'm going to use this shade. Dahlia? I can't pronounce anything. This gold shade from the Masquerade palette. And then a bit further in, I'm going to use the shade on top, Giza. And then towards the outer corner, I'm going to use a bit of Casablanca. Under the eyes, I just want a bit of a pop of colour. You could finish here, just put your highlight mascara and be done. But I feel like I just want something a little brighter. It's summer after all. That's when the colours come out. So I'm just going to take some of Calabar to start with and just put that really close to my lash line underneath. Then I'm just going to take a pencil brush and take some of Zobo and use that to just smoke out that shade that I put down. Okay, now we have a nice pop of pink underneath our eyes. I feel like I need to balance it out a bit, so on the upper lash line I'm going to just add a line of the phalange shade just on my lash line. moving back to the face, I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. I'm going to use the Ofra Beverly Hills highlight, but I'm just going to take these bronzy shades here, just to complement the eyes. The bronzy. Okay, then I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and add some mascara. I've been using this Mega Volume Baby Roll Mascara from Loreal lately. It's really good. It has like a zigzaggy weird, oh my eyelash, a weird type of wand, and it really grips your lashes and pulls them up. Makes them nice and long. And then I will usually go in on top with this Voluminous mascara by also L'Oreal, just to give them some volume. So for lips, I'm just going to leave them as is. I've just wiped off the foundation and put a bit of lip moisturiser on, just so that they don't dry out. And yeah, I don't tend to put anything on my lips in the summertime because I feel like that's what gets most uncomfortable for me. My lip is, I feel like if I'm going to wear lipstick, I'm probably going to wear liquid lipstick because I want it to last. But then of course that dries up. It's just too much hassle. Just throw on a chapstick and I'm done. Yeah. Last thing I'm going to do is just add a bit of that lightest shade just to my inner corner. I keep forgetting stuff. Final step is this setting spray. Because I didn't use as much powder to lock my makeup into place, I just want to set it down with some spray. Ooh. Just found myself a try. And this is a really good setting spray. The mist comes out very fine, unlike some other ones I've used that leave like spots on your face. This won't do that. Okay, so that's it for this glowy summer makeup tutorial. As you can see, in the summer I like to use more cream products on my face, and I like to keep my base quite light, but I still go quite heavy with the eyes. Just draw all the tension away from this with the eyes. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, maybe learnt something. If not, just entertained. But I better go before this sweaty upper lip situation gets any worse. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.